Hi there, I'm Chef Eric Crowley, owner of the Culinary Classroom in West Los Angeles, and today I'm going to show you how to make whole crostini. Crostini, or toasted bread, a lot of times utilized for toppings like bruschetta, can often be utilized as a garnish on a Caesar salad. A lot of times Caesar salad will wind up having big diced croutons, or in a variation would be some sliced bread. You could also grill these too. The more common technique is to actually bake them in the oven. So what I start off with is some slices of bread, usually a baguette, or some even an Italian style loaf bread, something that's got a little bit of a chewy interior to it. Something like your standard white bread is just going to wind up being too soft, and it's not going to have that nice chewiness on the inside. Salt and pepper, of course, is going to be needed, and just a small amount of olive oil. I'm going to start out, we're going to need an oven at about a 375, even 350 degrees, preheated. I'm going to take a small amount of oil onto a pastry brush and just go ahead and lightly brush the bread. I like to get both sides of the bread, and this is going to help facilitate the toasting. And also, when it comes time to get our seasoning, our salt and pepper on it, the olive oil is going to allow the salt and pepper to stick to the bread. Once they have our bread lightly brushed with oil, take a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, and then we put it into our 375 oven. We'll check it out after about 10 minutes or so. Once the bread starts to get a really nice, little bit past stale quality to it, it's going to be nice and toasty, but when you pick up the bread slice, it should actually have a little bit of a give when you give it a pinch, but have a really nice rough dry surface on the outside of it. That's it, it's done. So after our crostinis have been in a 350 or 375 degree oven for about 10 minutes, you'll actually notice that the edge of the slice of bread itself starts to get a little bit darker, and right on the center you're going to get a little bit more of a golden color. And when I wind up giving it a little squeeze, it has a nice crunch on the outside, but I can feel a distinct springiness on the inside. So the bread isn't absolutely dried out. And these are our crostini. You could do these ahead of time. You could keep these in a Ziploc bag at room temperature. Make sure they're absolutely cool before you store them up in something like a Ziploc. If you put these while they're still warm inside a Ziploc, they're just going to soften up again. You can keep them after they're cooled off in the freezer for really long-term storage. At room temp, they'll definitely last a couple of weeks in your pantry. These are often utilized for something like a bruschetta. You could take your tomato and basil and garlic mixture and top a little bit onto here, and then that can be passed around as an hors d'oeuvre. A lot of times I'll often utilize these for something like a French onion soup. I'll rub a little bit of raw garlic after these guys have been cooled off, and this gets set into my little cup with my French onion soup and a nice little mound of cheese on top, and then go ahead and bake that. That's a great example of a crostini usage. And then we're also going to take some of these, and I have taken some of these in the past, break them up into pieces and put them into a processor to get pureed up with other ingredients to make sauces like romesco. And that is our crostini. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on other links so you can get other recipes. If you don't see something that interests you, email a request to requests@mahalo.com. Also be sure to subscribe so you can get lots of wonderful additional information. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.